Look at you. Another sunrise, and your digital screen is already screaming at you to conquer the day. They tell you to look at the light, reinvent yourself, and rewrite your destiny. What a beautifully packaged, naive lie. Marcus Aurelius watched the exact same sunrise over a plague-ridden Rome, and he realized that changing the date changes absolutely nothing if you are still bringing the same anxious, insecure ghost inside your clothes. You're not starting fresh. You are just a gladiator, begging to be held over until tomorrow's games, hoping the lions will be a little more merciful this time. Spoiler alert, they won't. So, stop smiling at the sky. Let's talk about why your desperate obsession with having a great day is the exact reason you're losing your mind. You want a fresh start, yet you are still carrying the chains of a well-behaved dog. Look at how you function. You wake up, and your hand instinctively moves to your phone, desperately hunting for notifications, like a stray looking for scraps. You claim you want freedom, but you've turned your life into a series of minor addictions. You are addicted to the caffeine that wakes you up, the digital validation that keeps you high, and the distraction that numbs the quiet. Seneca once looked around the high society of Rome and noted a brutal truth. Everyone is a slave to something. One man is a slave to a woman, another to money, another to political power. And you? You are a slave to a glass screen and a crowd of strangers you've never met. You think you're in control because you have a fancy title or a high-paying gig. Don't flatter yourself. If your peace of mind can be destroyed by a single unanswered text or a sudden shift in the market, you aren't a leader. You are just a well-paid prisoner who likes the design of his cage. Why do you think it is so hard to get out of bed? You lie there, wrapped in a warm blanket, negotiating with your own alarm clock. You tell yourself that you deserve the rest, that the softness of the mattress is a reward. Listen to me. That comfort is not a reward. It is an anesthesia. Seneca wrote that we must treat the body rigorously so it does not become disobedient to the mind. When you constantly seek the path of least resistance, when you insulate yourself with soft beds, endless entertainment, and digital validation, you are voluntarily rotting your own mind. Every time you choose the easy way out, you are training your brain to surrender at the slightest hint of discomfort. You think you are protecting yourself, but you are actually making yourself weak, so fragile that a minor inconvenience ruins your entire week. The Stoics didn't endure cold and hunger because they hated themselves. They did it to prove to their own ego who was actually in charge. Comfort is a slow-acting poison. It convinces you that you are safe, right up until the moment the universe demands a strength you never bothered to build. But, let's be honest, the modern productivity gurus will tell you to take ice baths, run marathons, and physically punish yourself to build discipline. It is a cute trick, but it is still just noise. The hardest thing in the modern world isn't taking a cold plunge. The absolute hardest thing is sitting completely still in a silent room with nothing but your own thoughts. This is where the ancient mystics of the East pull you into the dark. They understood a terrifying science of the soul called Uzlah. While the world tells you to constantly move and be seen, the Sufis mastered the art of sacred isolation. They lived by a brutal yet beautiful command: die before you die. They didn't mean physical death. They meant the intentional slaughter of your ego long before your physical heart stops beating. When you are sitting alone in your room, feeling that crushing weight of loneliness, society tells you that you are a failure. But the mystic knows that your quiet room is not a tragic movie scene. It is an operating table. The universe has forced you into isolation to surgically remove your arrogance, to strip away every fake identity you perform for the crowd. You aren't lonely. You are just finally being emptied. So, what happens when you stop running? What happens when you fuse the ruthless discipline of the Stoic with the absolute surrender of the mystic? You become something terrifying to the modern world. You become untouchable. When you no longer crave the applause of the crowd loses its power to destroy you. If you have already killed your own ego in the silence of your room, what exactly can a bad day, a lost job, or a rejection do to you? Absolutely nothing. You stop reacting like a wounded animal. You do your job. You meet your obligations. But emotionally, you are no longer there. You become a ghost in the machine, operating flawlessly within the chaos, but completely detached from the outcome. They cannot humiliate you because you have no pride left to defend. They cannot break you because you have already accepted that everything is temporary. This is the ultimate freedom. Not in escaping the world, but in stripping the world of its ability to dictate your peace. Death isn't waiting for you at the finish line. It is actively drinking the time you just spent watching this video. So, go ahead. Close this tab, return to your mindless scrolling, and act like you have forever to fix your life. I won't ask you to like this video or subscribe to this channel. The bar is closing, and frankly, I enjoy the quiet. But if your ego has finally tired of its own theater, you know exactly where to find this corner. Sleep well.